Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Today we're going to learn how to draw Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z. And let me focus this real quick. So let me show you what I'm going to use. I'm not going to use that. So I'm going to be using a regular pencil, just like that. That's a number 2 pencil. Doesn't matter what you use for that. It's going to be for the underlay. I'm going to use these two colored pencils. This is a green and a kiwi from the Scholastic brand. These are super cheap. I think I might have got these for free somewhere, like at some fair or something like that. And then I'm going to be using this marker. This marker is a Copic marker. It's flat on one side, and it is kind of brush tip on the other side. It's an N8, a neutral gray 8. You don't have to use that. You can use a Sharpie. You know, I'm telling you that right now. You can use a Sharpie. The reason I like that is because of the tip. The tip is really easy to kind of like manipulate, you know? So let's get into Piccolo really quick. I'm going to do over just go over the structure of his head without the hat. And, let's get into it. So, there's a couple of things that make him not human, you know. Piccolo from Dragon Ball. There's not a lot of things that don't make him human. First of all, the color, right? He's green. And I'm going to draw this really deep because I'm going to throw this paper underneath another sheet of paper. Right there, he's got the same cranial structure as, you know, the people do, humans. You pull down for his jaw. I'm going to find his center line, which is going to be turned a little bit that way. Always find the center line. And you know, the thing that kind of makes him a little bit weird to draw is that brow line is so odd. You know, he's got a huge brow line, very similar to like Martian Manhunter, you know, in the DC Comics or something. I'm going to draw his ear. That's huge normally, way bigger than a normal ear. It's spiked at the end. I'm going to find his eye cavity over here. But what I've noticed about him is above the eye cavity, he has almost these, if I was to think of them, it looks like just stuffing shoved under there to make this brow line. His brow line is giant, you know, for a normal person. So I like to throw that in there. Like literally looks like tubes or something, like eggs or something shoved underneath there. And he has his antenna. Side of his face over here, just kind of redefine that. Put his nose is a triangle. It's getting a little dark right there in that area. And then his neck is pretty dang huge. They got buffer as they got along in the series, especially around the I'll say around the Cell Saga. Everybody started looking like a bodybuilder, you know, or I think in the beginning they weren't like that. Anyways, that would be the structure of Piccolo, I feel. If you simplify his things down into simple shapes. It's messy, it's dark, because I'm going to throw it under another sheet of paper, and I'll show you that right now. And I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to grab this, put this underneath another piece of paper, and just to clarify, this is regular printing paper that I'm using. So, regular printing paper, if you do that, you can see through it. And I'm going to grab my marker, and now I have the structure underneath, and if I mess up, I just change the top paper, you know. So let me go into the eyes. This is the wrong marker, actually. I had this marker over here. Sorry about that. Now follow those shapes I drew, the egg shapes. One thing I noticed is I like to omit. There's kind of a crease in the center of your head when a person gets mad, you know? So you kind of get this little bump in the middle. He doesn't have that little bump in the middle. He just has it because his brow is so huge. I'm going to draw his nose first. It's basically, like I said, a triangle. Anime noses are usually tend to be real easy. It's strange how they use a lot of similar features, in anime and manga to each other, but yeah, they also have their own style of doing it. Some of them are a little longer noses, some are not, some are pretty close to Caucasian, some are not. Like if you look at Pokemon and you look at like Cowboy Bebop, it's completely different design sense for the shapes of the facial features. He's gonna be looking underneath that brow. That side of his face. I might pull up his jaw a little bit. Bottom of the jaw. Let me find his mouth. I didn't really think much about what expression he's going to make. I might put some fangs here. Sometimes he had fangs. Usually they came from the top to the bottom, but I'm going to throw that in there. I'm going to find his ear. His ear's not pointy enough. Bottom of the ear. Top ridge of the ear there. The ear has basically the same anatomy as a regular ear, it's just pointed up. What is the septum, I think? I'm going to go over here and I'm going to find an antenna. Antenna. I'm going to change the positioning of that a little bit. I think it needs to be further out. Pull back, pull the skull. I mean, pull the line all the way to the back of the skull. Find the other antenna. And now I'm gonna give them huge freaking traps, which I kind of drew in there anyway. Like I said, they started getting really bodybuilder looking around Cell Saga, and then they were just getting roided out in the Boo Saga. Kid Boo Saga. Somebody corrected me of that in the other video. The big traps. Trapezius muscle. Yeah. I like drawing the big traps. I don't know why. I think it looks cool. Frames the character. In real life, some people have naturally big, trapezius area. I know some people find that as a fun fact. Some people consider that a telltale sign of using steroids as well, because there's something called androgen receptors inside your, I believe, shoulders and upper neck area. So if that area explodes like that, doesn't mean you're on steroids, of course not, but it could be a sign that if you're trying to guess, you might that might be a tip off. But I definitely know guys who have that but don't take steroids. At least they say. Alright, I think that's about it for the line art. He seems pretty mellow, pretty chilled out. I hope you see what I did there, right? So, let me look back real quick. So that's the underneath, right? I did that really quick, really dark, so I can see through the paper. The dark part's really important, so I can see through it. And then I grabbed, like I said, regular paper, and use that as my framework to draw on top of it. And now I can just take this paper out on the bottom, and boom, I got clean lines. You know what I mean? Hope that makes sense. Let me go into the coloring as well. The coloring's gonna be different. I'm not gonna color it the way they color it in the cartoon. I'm gonna color it with what I got. I don't have a ton of colors, so I am going to use my Kiwi, and I'm gonna color very similar to a lot of the other stuff I colored. Let me see if hold on. Let me sharpen this. I'm going to leave a little bit of a line over there as if it's getting reflected light from some other object or the sun, I'm going to leave that line all the way down his face. Gonna do that over here as well with his antennae. His antennae. Man, I am so bad my grammar. But the antennas are basically tubes. You know, they're like little straws, bendy straws or something. That's the way I think of it. This is probably the only thing I do where it actually kind of hurts my hand. Is pushing down hard with colored pencil on paper. Because I paint digitally so much, or traditionally even. Traditionally, you're not sorry, you're not making kind of you're not balling your hand up and pushing it into something like this, like the way you are with this. So you're putting a lot of pressure. So I really credit people that use only colored pencil. I'm like, man, dude, that's really. I mean, unless they do it just with more layering. I guess I'm also part of the reason I'm doing it pushing it this hard is so I can do it for a demonstration. You know, I'm doing it fast. So while I'm filling this in, let me talk a little bit more about my love for this show. Yeah, some that I didn't talk about in the other video. If you missed the other video, by the way, the Majin Buu video and several other videos, I'll link them. But while I'm doing this, let me think. What can I talk about more about the show? I still haven't seen Battle of the Gods. I have not seen it yet. I still gotta see it. And I've had a lot of opportunities to see it as well. I know it's online, I just haven't checked it out. Part of the reason is that I usually watch this show, I watched it with my sister, because she was a fan as well. And she wants to see that movie with me, so I gotta like wait for, time when we can both check it out together and hang out together. In terms of just what's going on right now in my life, I'll talk about that while I'm filling this in. I'm doing more art shows now. More art shows. I'm going to start filming them and putting them on here too. I have so much footage of me out drawing people, I just haven't put it together yet. And that's been annoying. I thought for sure I was going to have it out by now. So I'm going to do that probably within the next week. I need more footage. See, I'm getting like a light green throughout his entire... But yeah, I've been doing more art shows. I actually got an art show tonight. And I'm definitely going to record a lot of that as well, just to show you guys. It's in a bar, though, so hopefully they don't mind me recording a lot. I'm going to get one of my friends to record. Oh, okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to grab this green. It's a darker green than this. And I'm going to go into the shadowed areas, like his ear. And just start trying to push some things back a little bit. Oh, man. Kind of definitely around his brow here. Maybe even put a little bit on his eye there, like it's casting a shadow. Underneath his nose, that's definitely casting a shadow. Under his neck, under his chin, you know. But yeah, I'm going to film that art show and show you guys. I'm going to start incorporating a little bit more of my actual life on here, because I'm starting to really get into this video making thing on like a lot of scales, like this channel and the Enzyme Art channel and things like that. I'm just really starting to enjoy making these things. Even though it's kind of like it's getting to a strange point where I'm starting to like making them so much that I'm taking too long to make them. You know, I'm putting more pressure on myself to do it, if that makes sense. But I definitely want to throw more stuff on this channel and make this like a full-blown network kind of thing. This is very time-consuming. If anybody wants to network, by the way, let me know. I think I have somebody I'm supposed to do a collab with. I'm sorry. I'll definitely get back to you. I'll do that very soon. Putting everything, thinking about where the light's coming from. If you really want to be daring, you can kind of throw a shadow, you know, but I'm not going to throw a shadow from his antenna. Let's see. Get up here. It's a little bit light, you know, just overall, I think, the image, at least this green. It's a little bit light, but for a demonstration, it's fine. If you really, really want to, I could go over I'm not going to do it right now, but you can go over it again and put another layer on it. And that's a big part of this, is throwing layers. But for a demo, I think this will be fine. Anyways, guys, let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to throw actually a little background here, just kind of separate it from the background. I'm going to throw purple, though, because he's got that, you know, that's his secondary color normally for his outfit. I'm just going to throw it. Ah! That was weird. That is the worst colored pencil I've ever used in my life. Oh, yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, anyways, guys, let me know. If there's any lovers of the show, I'd love to know your favorite character, because Piccolo's mine. My sister's was Krillin. What is your favorite character? And I really, really am curious about that. I'm not kidding about that, because people give me all kinds of answers. My cousin's is Future Trunks. That's his favorite character. That's a lot of people's favorite character, I'll say that. I guess Vegeta's cool. He's kind of, you know, he's really popular, though. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be a hipster, but, you know. Pick one of the more obscure characters, guys. I don't know. Actually, this guy's not obscure, so. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys. I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you soon. See ya.